a split between Matilda's teammates has been revealed.
That would have weighed heavily on her mind.
Is perhaps one of the most notable omissions from the squad.
Great to see the Daily Mail break that world exclusive.
70% of Aussies think that the Matildas can win the Asian Cup. Do we actually have a chance of winning this thing?
Absolutely.
G'day, football fans. It feels like only yesterday Australia was swept up in full-blown Matildas mania during the 2023 Women's World Cup on home soil. Mary Fowler, Steph Catley, Ellie Carpenter and Katrina Gorry joined Sam Kerr as genuine household names as the Tillies stormed their way to a historic semi-final. They were everywhere, splashed across billboards, dominating front pages, selling out stadiums, inspiring kids, and getting papped like A-list celebrities. Their faces lit up TV commercials, murals, shop fronts, you name it, they owned it. And now we're gearing up for another fix of our footballing superstars as all eyes turn to the Asian Cup, kicking off on the 1st of March in Perth. A lot has happened in just a few years. Injuries, scandals, comebacks, weddings, babies. There's a whole new layer of storylines heading into this tournament. Joining me today is Daily Mail sport reporter Andrew Prentice, who's here to break down everything you need to know before kick-off.
Happy to be here, Sab.
So, when can we see our girls in action?
Not long now. First game, Sunday, March 1st in Perth. All the fans can cheer on Sam Kerr, the hometown girl. 4 days later on the Gold Coast, Matildas take on Iran, followed by Sunday, March 8 to round out the week. Three games within the space of 7 days, where Australia take on Korea Republic in Sydney.
Nice. So, do we actually have a chance of winning this thing?
Absolutely. 12 nations taking part. If there were going to be seeds per se, Australia would be ranked right up there, and that hometown advantage, they'll be hard to beat. In terms of other nations, from memory, China's won the tournament 9 times, which is a bit of an ominous stat. And the Matildas have only won the Asian Cup once, and that was way back in 2010. And Sam Kerr was the only player in the current team who was in that squad. And it's so long ago, she was a teenager at the time. She's 32 now. She's got the chance to sign off on her own terms and play in front of her home fans in Perth. It's pretty hard to top. So I'm sure Chelsea will be happy if she called it a day too, playing for the Matildas. She's our leading goal scorer. She scored 69 goals in her remarkable international career. But if she used to call it a day, I'm sure her club Chelsea in England won't be too upset, because it means it extends her at that level in terms of her longevity. So who knows?
Well, it's interesting to speculate that she could retire from an international level, because 70% of Aussies think that the Matildas can win the Asian Cup.
No pressure there, girls.
Now, speaking of potentially taking a step back, a split between Matilda's teammates has been revealed after Katrina Gorry said she's keen to finish her career back home with the Brisbane Roar once she parts ways with West Ham.
You know, as an Aussie, it's not that enjoyable. So, yeah, we're looking forward to getting back home. I'd love to be at home and play for Brisbane again to finish up there. But, we'll see what happens.
That puts her squarely at odds with Ellie Carpenter, who said women's play in the A-League is so low that stars don't want to return down under to end their time in the game. Ellie didn't hold back, describing the fact salaries are the smallest of all women's sports in Australia as embarrassing. Now, she's had some off-field dramas, notably involving a police officer and a drunken night out in 2023. But Sam Kerr has bounced back after being cleared following that court hearing, right?
She has. I think even Sam would say herself that her life's colourful. So, yeah, that obviously wasn't ideal, that whole misdemeanour with the police, which was proven not guilty then in a court of law in London. That would have weighed heavily on her mind, but yeah, she's moved past that. She's returned from her ACL injury. She got married in Perth on New Year's Eve. She's a mother to young Jagger with her wife Christy. So yeah, her life's on the up for sure.
Definitely, and we've got those photos from the wedding that showed off the lavish day, went off without a hitch. Sam wore a tuxedo and Christy looked stunning in what we believe was a $12,000 off-shoulder beaded and semi-sheer dress from Berta Bridal. And like you said, the Lovebirds are also proud parents of son Jagger, who was born in England in May 2025. But obviously Sam isn't alone when it comes to Matilda stars juggling parenthood. Emily Van Egmond and Katrina Gorry are also mothers to young kids.
Yeah, look, it's super impressive that they're juggling motherhood with professional football. If they're, in addition to playing for the Matildas, they're also playing at a high level in Europe or Asia. It's remarkable what these girls can do.
Now, I want to touch on fan favourite Kuni Cross. She recently spent time with her family after her mother was diagnosed with stage 4 bile duct cancer in January. This is a rare and aggressive cancer which sadly has no cure.
Terrible time for the family. Really feel for Kyra, fantastic player, and it was great to see Arsenal had no problems in releasing her, and she was on the first flight back home to spend that precious time with family. Yet really feel for Kyra at this time, and yeah, I'm sure the memories she had with her family and her mother were, over that Christmas festive season were, certainly sad, but also very precious at the same time.
Another fan favourite, Ellie Carpenter. She's another must-watch star. She also had a wedding in 2025, which spanned across 3 days. And she wed Danielle van der Donk, who plays for the Netherlands national team. But they actually met while they were both playing for the Lyon team in France.
They did. It's a great love story. It's a modern day football love story. So, and I think as many Matildas fans will attest, I mean, personally, I think she's a terrific player. Just boundless energy, wears that iconic blue headband, just gets stuck in, just a great athlete and definitely one to watch.
And then we have Mary Fowler.
Where do we even start with Mary Fowler? It's great to see the Daily Mail break that world exclusive back in 2023 when she finally admitted that she was dating NRL superstar Nathan Cleary. Everyone knows how that story's since developed, but yeah, those two managed to keep it under wraps. After first meeting, when they were shooting an Adidas commercial, they went for a bit of ice cream afterwards and sparks flew and here we are. But in terms of a football, what a player. Also returning from an ACL injury, which she did last April. I know a lot of fans were concerned, as was Mary herself, that she was going to miss the Asian Cup, but she worked on her fitness, was patient and diligent, and luckily was named. And I'll be very surprised if she's not one of the absolute standout performers for the Matildas. She played 63 minutes in a recent game for her club side, Man City, who were flying in the Women's Super League. So, great to see her back on the pitch, and great news for Matildas fans.
We also understand that Panthers halfback Nathan Cleary will attend some Tilly's games in the flesh, but will there be an issue with scheduling conflicts with his NRL games?
Oh, look, it might be complex and a bit difficult, but I dare say love wins over rugby league in this case anyway. So, in terms of Nathan, I've had a look at his schedule. I see that his first game of the season is in Brisbane against the Broncos on Friday, March 6th. The Tillies happen to be playing up the road at the Gold Coast the night before against Iran. So more than likely he'll be in the crowd cheering on his better half there. And then 2 days later, following his game in Brisbane, the Matildas are playing against Korea Republic in Sydney at Accor Stadium. And yeah, I'm pretty confident he'll be there in the grandstand again cheering on Mary, with hopefully in front of a capacity crowd.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Andrew. Now, let me introduce our Australian news editor, Kevin Ayres, to talk about the coach and the name team and give us a fresh perspective on the girls.
Hi.
Now, Kev, you've got quite the sporting background, is that right?
Yeah, I used to run 442 magazine in Australia, and also was responsible for bringing the women's game website into the 442 fold as well. So we actually were the first magazine within the 442 family to put women on the cover when we put the Matildas on our cover in 2010 after they won the Asian Cup. The women's game was a key part of our website presence as well.
Fantastic. So tell me about the players. Who are the new ones to watch?
Okay, the girls to watch in line for their Asian Cup debut are Winona Heatley, Claire Hunt, Callie Johnson, Jamila Rankin, Charlize Rule, Amy Sayre, Caitlin Torpey and Jada Wyman. Johnson and Sayre are part of the next generation, and they'll be desperate to show what they're capable of in front of their family and friends.
And what about the international girls that we know and love?
So the ones from overseas coming back to Australia for the tournament are the household names amongst the Matildas. So you're looking at Sam Kerr is almost certainly going to be wearing the captain's armband. Steph Catley and Ellie Carpenter will be your two deputies. The full squad is Alana Kennedy, Alex Chidiac, Amy Sayre, Caitlin Ford, Charlize Rule, Claire Hunt, Claire Wheeler, Courtney Nevin, Ellie Carpenter, Ellie Van Egmond, Hayley Rasso, Holly McNamara, Jada Wyman, Jamila Rankin, Callie Johnson, Caitlin Torpey, Katrina Gorey, Kyra Kuni Cross, Mackenzie Arnold, Mary Fowler, Michelle Heyman, Remy Simpson, Sam Kerr, Steph Catley, and Winona Heatley.
Now, who's been snubbed? So what about these famous exclusions?
So Charlie Grant is probably the biggest omission from the side. She's not played for Spurs since she injured her knee last November, and coach Joe Montemurro just wasn't willing to gamble with her fitness. She did, however, throw an engagement party just recently, so it's not all been doom and gloom for her. And Kaya Simon is perhaps one of the most notable omissions from the squad. She's at a stop-start period in Europe, navigating injury, rehab, and she issued a transparent and vulnerable statement, as she called it, about her pain of being referred to as a former Matilda.
I have not retired from international football. Of course, representing Australia remains a goal. Selection comes from consistency, match minutes and performance. As the Asian Cup approached, I understood realistically where I was at. One thing this period has taught me is the importance of identity beyond football. When the game pauses, whether through injury or selection, so does noise. The praise quiets, the criticism can go louder, and you're left with yourself.
To be honest, though, she's a bit of a divisive character. She was the face of the Matildas for so many years, and she was the flagship for Nike, who led the vanguard for women's football. But to be honest, she was never really one of our great players. Even at her peak, she wasn't one of the main Matildas. But she was certainly the face of the Matildas, and she was the one that Nike were determined to hang the whole Matilda's image off. And she was responsible for a lot of the image of the Matildas and the charisma of the Matildas, but not necessarily part of the success of the Matildas.
And she has reiterated a few times that the girls have her full support and she'll be there to cheer them on.
Well, I mean, you certainly would hope that to be the case, and I'm sure she will be.
Well, it's interesting that Charlie Grant she's also used as the main poster girl for the Matildas, so it's interesting that she's not there either. She's
pretty much taken over from Kaya as the face of the Matildas and the promotional focus of the Matildas. And yes, I mean, from a glamour perspective, certainly we're going to be missing out, but certainly there's plenty of talent left on the field.
Well, the coach has stressed that all players he's named know what winning the Asian Cup on home soil would mean to local football fans.
The interesting thing is with the management of the Matildas, that's the biggest part of the game for us. We have the talent, we have the stars, we have the capability, we've got the potential. We've had it for years. I mean, literally for 15 years, we have had some of the best players, women's players in the world playing for the Matildas. The problem has been trying to herd them into a cohesive unit and keep them happy off the field so we can see the best of them on the field. And Montemurro is probably the best person to actually bring at last this all into fruition in one go. We've had so many upheavals at the last moment. We've had the wrong managers in the job. We had people like Gustafsson, who was a man in search of a boy band most of the time, more than he was a manager. There is a lot of drama that happens with the Matildas off the field, in the hotels, and it upsets what's happening on the field. Montemurro has a proven track record of success. He and Ange Postecoglou are without doubt our two greatest managers. Postecoglou, because he does the men, gets a lot more plaudits. But Montemurro, actually on paper, is probably going to be our most successful manager. And if he can win this Asian Cup title, he will have surpassed anything that Ange has done. He's got the proven success in the W League with Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory. Then he went overseas. He just ran rampant with Arsenal, with Caitlin Ford by his side there, and then went on to Juventus and Lyon, and has now come back to Australia. And I'm so keen and enthusiastic to see what he does with Matildas. I think this time it's actually going to happen.
And now, in terms of rival players, who is looking to spoil this Matildas party?
Well, there's quite a few, and most of them seem to play for Manchester City. So we've got Japan's Yui Hasegawa, Koreans Ji So-yun, and Vietnam's Hyun Nu. And of course, they are going to be teammates of many of our players.
Yes, absolutely. But now they're going to be competitors. It will be quite an interesting sight to see.
It is. I mean, but that's the whole beauty of international football at its best. You've got former teammates turned foes, and they know each other's games inside out, and they're going to turn it on their head and try and use it against them.
Well, sounds like if the Matildas are triumphant, women's football in Australia could surpass the, dare I say it, underachieving Socceroos in the popularity stakes.
Look, to be honest, that's been the case for a long, long time. We had the Matilda, we had the Socceroos in for a podcast when I was at 442 back in 2011. And I didn't really get things off to the best start when I said, how does it feel to be the second best Australian football team? And it went downhill from there on. But it is true. It has been the case for a long, long time. They are more successful. They are better. They're better known. People can name Matildas now. 2010, when they won the Asian Cup, hardly anybody apart from the aficionados knew the team. These days, Sam Kerr, Alana Kennedy, Mary Fowler, these people are household names. I struggle to name Socceroos.
So do I. I couldn't tell you any.
Exactly. And, you know, it's great for the Matildas that we're in that situation. It's a sad indictment on the Socceroos that that's where we're at. With the exit of players like Tim Cahill, Aaron Moy, and a Rogic, we've lost the household names there. So, yeah, Matildas are where it's at now. Given that the Tillies are now our most popular sporting team, you wouldn't bet against us. We really could go all the way in this time. And it'll be a great shout out to Marty Sheargold, who imploded his own radio career with his wonderful comments about the Matildas. And besides Mary Fowler, Ayaka Yamashita, Yui Hasegawa, and Obi Fujino will all be tipped to play a very prominent role for Japan.
Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much, Kev. But I'll leave you with this. Soccer or football?
Look, I've always taken the view, you can call it whatever you want. Just don't tell me what to call it.
Thanks, Kev. Now, I don't know about you, but when it comes to watching any live sport, I'm all about the experience. Match are the official hospitality partner of the Asian Cup this year, and they're bringing their A game. If you want the full premium experience, you can get an open box from $459 per person or a private suite from $997 per person. This includes perks like curated dining and drinks to your seat. But if you don't have tickets, every Matildas game is live and free on Channel 10, with every other tournament match available to stream via 10 Play and Paramount Plus.